Hello, my name is Phil Weinmeister, and I will be taking you on a journey today. I'll be taking you on a journey to discuss Journey Builder. Specifically, we're going to be talking about Marketing Cloud and Community Cloud and how the two intersect via Journey Builder and other Marketing Cloud features to really bring each of those clouds to a different level and for your customers' benefit. Make your community a destination on your customer's marketing journey is the title of this session. So this session is from Salesforce Connections, and I'm recording it for those of you who couldn't be there. My name is Phil Weinmeister. I am the VP of Product Management at 7 Summits. My information is on this screen. If you want to capture that, feel free to reach out. That's my email and my Twitter handle. All right, let's talk through what the agenda is for this session. I'll talk through a customer journey and explain what that is. We'll go into Journey Builder and walk through a couple of journeys, and then we'll step back and talk about Marketing Cloud and Community Cloud and where those intersect. We'll dive into some examples, and finally, we will talk about new Summer 18 journeys. If you have a lot of experience in Marketing Cloud or a lot of experience in Community Cloud, but you haven't thought about how these two intersect, this is still a great session for you. And if you're new to either or both, awesome. Customer journey. So let's talk about the customer journey and understand what that means. The customer journey is really central to a lot of what happens within Marketing Cloud. First of all, there's kind of a natural or organic journey that a customer is going to go on. There's some activities that we anticipate they will take. Along with that, we want to guide the customers down a certain path or down a certain journey as much as possible. So if we can encourage a customer in this case who has signed up for email, browsed content, added something to cart, to then, let's say, view an ad to learn more about that product that they're hesitating to purchase and ultimately to purchase. That's what we want. We want the customer to feel confident to go ahead and complete that purchasing cycle. Another example of a journey might have to do with a new community member who has some issue. They read a knowledge article, submit a case, and we want to guide them from there, assuming that the case was handled properly or appropriately. They fill out a survey, and then to share the experience. Their voice will speak louder than ours if they have a positive experience. So those are shown to you just to explain, a customer journey, get you thinking in that mindset. When we think about a customer journey and guiding a customer, we have a few critical questions to ask. Number one, how can we communicate what we want the customer to do in a way that's personalized and branded? How are we going to tell them this information? We want them to do something. How are we going to tell them? We will do that through Marketing Cloud. To where should we send the customer? Where can he or she take action? That's the other piece that we want to think about. We're going to leverage Community Cloud for that today. Now I'm going to take just a couple minutes to dive into Journey Builder. I'll give you a high-level overview, go through a basic scenario and a more advanced scenario. So first, let's start with the official Salesforce description of Journey Builder, which is that it is a campaign planning tool, and it empowers marketers to design and automate campaigns that guide customers through their journey with a brand. I'm going to call out some important keywords here. Automate. So this is automation here. We're building a journey that is data-driven, condition-driven, state-driven. So if a particular customer falls into a condition that we have configured within the journey, they will then go down that path. They will start that journey. Also, we're guiding, and these are branded journeys. So that's important as well. They're personalized branded journeys as much as we want them to be using Marketing Cloud. If we look at a basic journey, we can see very straightforward here in a series of emails. We have a campaign. We want to simply send a few emails. In this case, we send email number 1, wait a day, send email number 2, wait a day, send email number 3. That's really it. But that is a journey. A journey could be this simple. I mean, it could be one email and that's it. Let's shift to a more advanced journey. In this case, it's registering a TrailFit device. So an individual has registered that device. That creates a data change, which we can look at, and they start down this path. After 3 days, now we see there's a decision point. We didn't have one in the first journey. We're looking at whether or not they've actually used the TrailFit. So we're looking at a particular field, seeing if it's null or not. If it's null, we know, it hasn't been used. Let's encourage them to start exercising and go down that path. However, if that date is not null, well then they have used it, and we want to encourage them to share their progress. As we move along, we can look at things like the points that they've accumulated, the amount of time they've spent on it, and we can encourage them to, we can actually congratulate them. Hey, first goal achieved, send them an email. So we have different channels that we're using here, and we are using elapsed time, but we're also using decision points. This is actually only part of this particular journey. It's a lot larger than this, but this just gives you an example. Now let's talk about Marketing Cloud and Community Cloud. So I've provided the overview of Journey Builder. Let's talk about Marketing Cloud and Community Cloud together. How can we leverage a community with this journey? So we're talking about a customer journey, some activities this customer is taking. Where does the community come into the picture? Well, it's actually a very natural fit. But before we talk about that, I do have to step back and make sure that you understand what a Salesforce community is. This is basic, so if you use communities, this will be something you understand, but to anyone else, it's important to understand what a community is. So I like to explain that a community is primarily these 3 pieces: website, portal, and social. Website being look and feel, branding, responsiveness, all of that. Portal has to do with the business data, business logic, business processes. And you think about portal, you probably think of going back 15 to 20 years. Actually, the term portal is making a comeback, I believe, but that portal is all about that business data. And a community is native to Salesforce. It is a part of Salesforce. It's not an external system. So if you're brand new to Salesforce or to Salesforce communities, it's important to understand. All that data is right there. You simply need to expose it, which is done via configuration. And then social. Community groups, chatter, interaction between users, those all go into the social aspect. So those 3 together make a community. And there are various community use cases. I could have a few hundred up here. Here are some basic ones. Use a community for feedback, and that could be from customers, partners, or employees. E-commerce enablement, alumni community, customer support. That's obviously very, very common. You go to a community to get help, find information, submit and manage cases. Partner portal is more of that pure business data. Maybe there's custom objects you want to share, and then employee collaboration like an intranet. So all these are fairly common use cases. Now back to how these 2 play together, these 2 clouds. What we're looking at is keeping the solution within Salesforce to have access to all that data. We're looking at a community playing in with Marketing Cloud, which ties back into the community, and then it's really a cycle here. So let's get specific about this. It can all start with a community activity. There's some data changes happening. Where is that data change happening? Well, we would ideally have that happen in the community. Whether that's search, download, add to cart, pin, like. All of those activities can happen in a community. And those can drive the marketing activity through Journey Builder, be it a discount, targeted ad, mobile notification, email. Now, what do we want the customer to do next? That's really important. So some community activity triggered something on the journey. Now what? Now we need to communicate that to the customer. And guess what? We want to send them back to the community. Have them click on an ad, complete their purchase, share, watch a video, download. All of these are activities we can enable back in the community. Let's dive a little deeper and look at a few journeys here. So we are looking at a customer community for Capricorn coffee. So customers come into the community, learn more about the products, get help, ask questions, and even purchase the products. So on the left, we have a scenario. Don't forget to upload your photo. Well, an individual has just signed up for the community. Some time has elapsed, and we realize that time period is an indicator to us that this individual is not engaged. We need to make sure they don't slip into maybe never logging in again or just not seeing value in the community. We also want others to interact with them as much as possible. So we will send them not just, hey, go and fill out your profile. The chance that someone on their own would go and find the site, log back in, go to the profile page, upload the photo is pretty low. Let's give them an image and link directly to that page so that they can upload that image with a couple clicks. And then we'll include relevant community content at the bottom. So again, a community activity started that, and we're sending them back to the community. On the right, the scenario is check out this discount. So they uploaded the profile photo. Great. Well, we know that they recently bought the connected coffee machine. We have that data. So we're going to provide them with a special coupon, which is a 10% discount on replacement filters. So we can target those promotions based on user data and behavior. Last one is, you might find this interesting based on your question. Well, we're going to look at the fact that this individual asked a question about a certain keyword, and we'll look at their data, the product ownership. So they have a coffee machine. We want to provide them with a 30% discount. So you can fine-tune those as much as you want. Now, to wrap things up, before I leave you with a couple Summer 18 enhancements, I do want to share a quick anecdote. If you've wanted to see Marketing Cloud and Community Cloud live and see that and see it yourself and play with it, I have to be transparent and make sure you understand. Building an effective community-driven journey takes time. So this is not like a new feature that gets flipped on in Marketing Cloud or in Community Cloud where we just, maybe it's a new component, just drag and drop it, great, everything's good to go. There are a lot of prerequisites, and that's just the nature of these robust applications. Setup is a process, so Marketing Cloud itself takes a while to set up. A community takes a while to configure. Then we have Marketing Cloud Connector, which is another package that we have to install to enable the communication between the community and Marketing Cloud. But the reality is you don't have to be an expert. Okay, about a month ago, I started on this process to incorporate a community and Marketing Cloud, even with some distributed marketing, and I was able to do so. Now, I was able to create beautifully branded emails. I didn't have the time for that, but that part I know can happen. Everything functioned properly. So, important part here is the takeaway that you can do this. Just understand that it takes time. So don't get frustrated if you one day say, "Oh, I want to set this up," and you have an hour or two and you're not able to set it up. Don't stress about that. It will take some time. All right, Summer 18 has a couple new features to share with you. I'll just mention a couple, and these are journeys you can take advantage of. For example, re-engagement. Contact all users who haven't logged in for the past 2 weeks. That seems pretty useful. Same thing with the next. Contact users who are invited but never logged in. Also, contact all users who have followed a specific topic or topics. That is pretty interesting as well, because we can target them and say, we know you're interested in this topic, and send them unique content. Well, thank you. This is the first of its kind. I'll be doing more of these recorded video sessions in the future. And definitely reach out if you have any questions. Thanks again.